Sound is terrible.
Hello
Um,
and welcome to another
I-
season of Real Israelis, Real Lives. My guest with us today is Yossi Block, and Yossi is the award-winning filmmaker of The Devil Next Door, a famous, now famous Netflix documentary, and is also the director of Supernova, the music festival massacre, which will be aired at Congregation Shah HaShamayim on the 31st of January, next Wednesday night. Yossi, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yossi, we're going to be having the pleasure of having you at the Shah in Montreal next Wednesday. So I don't want to focus so much on the supernova for today's interview, but rather, please just begin by telling me a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up? Who are you? And how did you find your way into filmmaking?
Um, well, I'll try to shorten it. I was born in Israel, and my father was working for Secret Service, all sort of things. And I ended up growing up in Iran till I was 8 in Tehran, and then from the age of 8 in the north of Israel, in a small place called Givatada. Um, and then ever since the army, I think I'm here in Tel Aviv.
That is an incredible opening line. I don't think many people could have an introduction like that. My
Um,
father worked for this Israeli Secret Service. I grew up in Tehran.
yeah.
Wow. At what age did you move back to Israel or move to
When
Israel?
I
Were
was
you born there?
no, I was born here, and they went there, and then we came back when I was about 8. And the reason I went into films, into documentaries, is because I wanted to do a movie about his doings in Iran, but it got
That's
too
okay.
complicated. It was too messy. He built the two nuclear plants in Natanz and Bushar. He built the concrete, not the plants themselves. But
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. Okay. I guess for our next guest, we will have your father on. Is he still living? Yossi? I think we have just lost Yossi. Okay. He is a filmmaker, everybody, but he is still figuring out how to use his cell phone. I'm going to wait just a few moments and we'll see if we get him back.
okay. I'm sorry for that.
Okay. All good. We are back. We are back. So, you grew up until the age of 8 in Tehran, as your father was a spy in the early years of the State of Israel, living in Iran.
Hmm.
And you come to Israel, you grow up after the army, you've lived in Tel Aviv most of your life or near Tel Aviv, and you figure that you wanted to be a film director to tell your father's story. Is
Yeah,
this correct?
yeah. It's more of the of a family legend, what happened there and what not. And I wanted to investigate it, and I found it. I really love doing that, trying to tap into people's minds and lives. And B, I think I'm pretty good at it, understanding, because I think the story is to, or the deal is to try and empathize with them, try to
Yeah.
see things from their eyes. And like even with the Devil Next Door, but especially with Nova, I think it was or documentary altogether should be sort of a group therapy on the largest scale you can have. So if you're lucky, you have the tens of millions of Netflix, but if not, you have the hundreds of thousands of Israel. But still, you need to go with your patient with your character. You need to go into some sort of process that will help both of you come on the other side as better people, or more aware, or whatever. I don't really have the answers. I'm good at asking questions.
So let me, it's interesting, the tables have turned. So let me ask you, The Devil Next Door was your big Netflix breakthrough.
Hmm.
This follows the life of an alleged Nazi war criminal who, in his later years, is living in America and is alleged to have been an infamous concentration camp guard. What makes you want to choose, and then how he is extradited to Israel and he's put on trial for being a Nazi of war criminals? What makes you, as a director, choose such a topic for your documentary?
So there was a lot of things in it. My mom was a Holocaust survivor. She grew up in Warsaw Ghetto. I was always interested in that because before I started, I always thought that the Holocaust is very clear. It's good people against bad people. It's black and white. Um, and what drew my attention, well, first of all, like, I came back in '85 from north of America. I've been in Montana for 6 months, and I've been to Cleveland. And coming back, I don't know, it was like, I think 10 months later, I hear they caught a Nazi in Cleveland, and I go, why would he be in Cleveland from all places? Like, they
Right.
do what? He didn't hear of Buenos Aires, where they welcome people like him.
Hmm.
And what really intrigued me was Sheftel, the lawyer, because he was an Israeli, born in Israel, a tzabar, what we call. And why would he take this case? And when going into the story, I didn't see it like the place I found interest was not the way you're telling it. It's the opposite thing. It's the story of from Cleveland, that is an Ukrainian immigrant, but he's working in Ford. He's got a picket fence house. He speaks the language. He goes to church. He doesn't even have a parking ticket to his name. He's a good citizen. And one day his past come to haunt him. And from there, yes, he's saying, no, it wasn't me, or yes, it was him. We know that he was there. We know that he did bad things. And for me, it doesn't matter if you killed 870,000 innocent people or one, and I can prove 100% that he did kill one, at least one. And that's it. It puts you in a place that you don't want to be as a person. And what does it mean to be this person, that really he didn't do nothing bad before 1942, and he didn't do nothing bad after 1945, and it's these 3 years. But boy, what he did in these 3 years, it's unbelievable. So it intrigues me. I think when I was looking for the next project after Demyanuk, I said I either look for good people who did bad things or bad people who do good things. And
Interesting. So there's the complicated rainbow of being a human being. That we're
yes,
capable of great things, we're capable of terrible things.
yes.
And were you working on a project October 7th? How did October 7th interrupt your life? What did it do for you
Um,
personally?
it started as a magazine article that I was trying to help people do, and then I was sucked into it. A friend that is a producer said, "Go and tell our story," and I found myself going in there, and then everyone was saying like, "Okay, so you interview now." Why? Why? I didn't have interest in that. It was a clear case of good versus evil. I say the fairies went to dance at the forest, and the demons came and killed them. The the Hamas people that were on spot have nothing to do with good. It was pure evil. I know they have a mother, and I know everyone was created in his. I don't know the English word for it, but
Tselem Elokim,
yes,
in the image of God. Every
in the
human
image
being
of
is
God.
created in the image of God.
Yeah, these people on that day had nothing to do with that. This is something that is complete evil, that is ununderstandable altogether. It doesn't matter what went through their head and what happened to them before. This is something that is not explainable, because there is no explanation for that. There's no remorse. There's no nothing. Yeah.
How now we are extremely fortunate that in Montreal we are going to be showing the North American premiere of Nova.
Mhm.
It was aired, I understand, on Israeli television just recently. Was it last
Yeah.
week or extremely recently? What
Um,
was the response from Israelis having watched this?
everyone was like, everyone was for it. Everyone was rooting for it. It had great response, but I think it's not meant for Israelis, because we cannot really judge it, because we come with an agenda. We come with it. We know parts of the story. We know, like, we're involved even. So this movie was made for people outside. This movie was made for people who still
Interesting.
have the choice to think, you know what, even for Israelis to think, I don't want to be part of this thing. And I keep hearing people saying, especially after the 7th of October, everything bad came from religion, as if that humanity didn't kill each other before religion started. People were doing it when we were on the trees. This is something. This is one of the temptations that God gave us. Hence, He put in the Ten Commandments, "Thou shalt not kill," because He knew you have the temptation. He knew, or he, I don't I'm not trying to define God, but this is something that is it has nothing to do with religion.
Right,
Nothing to do with religion.
right.
I know Judaism and I know Islam. It has nothing to do with religion.
Based on um, how the Israeli public responded to the showing, and based on your understanding of The Devil Next Door,
Mhm.
do you think that Netflix will pick this up as well? Is there an interest in this going there?
I know there is interest, but I hear the voices around saying that they're not doing political anymore. It's just they need entertainment. And I have my thoughts about it. I think it's a
That's
it's a
too
big
bad.
mistake, but
That's too bad.
yeah.
So you think
But
that you don't think that they will pick it up?
if I had to, I'm trying not to be involved in it. I'm trying just to do my directing work.
Right.
But if I have to vote on some or gamble on someone, I would gamble HBO or Hulu. I don't think Netflix will pick it up. They might, but yeah.
Interesting. And you are about to embark, starting next week, coming to Montreal. You're about to embark on a North American tour. It's going to premiere in at the Shah Shemayim in Westmount, and then beyond that, it's going to be in America. How long do you believe you're going to be promoting this, and you're going to be traveling for, and what does this
I
look like?
know that I'm traveling till the end of February. I'm
Okay.
going back to Israel, and then I'm coming back to the East Coast, and then I I love the West Coast, so I'm gonna try to do that as well. But at least till the end of February.
Okay, very good. I
Mm.
purposefully avoided a number of questions on today's interview that we wish to ask you on Wednesday night. So we are going to be saving some of the essential parts of the discussion for afterwards. I realize that we're very, very lucky to have you. And to everybody that is watching, I just want to share once again that Yossi will be in Congregation Shah HaShamayim this coming Wednesday night, the 31st of January. And tickets are still available to watch Supernova, the music festival massacre. Yossi Bloch, the director, award-winning Netflix director, and he'll be in conversation with Aaron Rand following the documentary as he'll be interviewed with an opportunity for questions and answers from the audience as well. Yossi, thank you so much for joining us. I know you have a very busy schedule. I very much appreciate your time. And we're looking forward to seeing you, meeting you on the ground in Montreal. Until then, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Be well. Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.